Saturday, November 5th, a little bit of a different update than you're used to getting. We had tornadoes coming through the state last night, and we had one about 30 miles away. And you know, that tornado hits in that eye of the storm, and then those rings are just kind of, well, it took down my trellis. So 5 points to my wife, who said the weather would eventually take it down. I said, no, it won't. And we always have bad weather out here in Arkansas. The thing doesn't budge, but it had the right gust that came through, and you can see it budged. Not only that, but that was straight into a 2x4 stud with two 2.5-inch deck screws, like coated high quality deck screws. Almost pulled it out completely. So you can see the cherries are still going. It's amazing how we've had 2 frosts and they're still going, but these plants are so healthy that basically anything that's thick seems like it was able to keep its core warm enough. Whereas, you know, everything that was up high, that was thin, almost immediately shriveled up and died. And you know, these were at about 13, and as you could tell, the tops have shriveled up quite a bit. But look at all those cherries. In that last video I picked them all, so I guess this will be the last pick. I could fix it, but we all agreed, my family, it's so late in the season, it's really not worth it, and it's harder to fix when all that's weighted down to it. I mean, the good news is there wasn't a whole lot of damage to the trellis, and it'll be really easy to fix once everything's off. So I'll just break it all down and reassemble it next year. Amazingly, the wife's avocado plant survived both frosts, which kind of amazed me. I've never had them survive the first frost. Usually it's the first to go, being a tropical plant. But yep, it twisted it up. I mean, that had 2 screws. It twisted me up pretty good. At least it's not the part that had the wire mesh on, because that would have been a little bit more work. Because I will straighten this out or replace it, or, you know, I don't know, maybe take a screw out of each side, rotate it, and I'll probably put a top board on each leg of the trellis just to kind of make it more stable. But that's where it gave out right there. If you remember, to get that, what was it, 23 feet span, I was kind of doing Lincoln logs. Try to get in here. And I guess it picked the weakest point. So I don't know if it's one of those things where once it stopped there, it kind of snagged its own self, or what happened. But I probably should have put some deck mending plates on there. I actually had thought about it, but I really didn't think it was going to be an issue, and it seemed pretty strong. And it would just look more tacky, but that's probably a good idea. But otherwise, I mean, at least I didn't completely lose the trellis. You know, if the prices of lumber nowadays, I wouldn't want to have to completely redo that. It's just sad, because I really like to hold on to my tomatoes until the bitter end. I mean, you can see there's a ripe one that fell off. Got a ripe one there. I mean, I've still been getting them, you know. Got a bunch starting to ripen on there. I mean, at this point, you're just playing with the weather. How many days can I get in before a bad frost hits, or too many frosts hit? But, and you can see, like that plant right there, most of it didn't survive that second frost. But yeah, I mean, we had a little bit of weight. I mean, these walls aren't light. They were all packed full of dirt. But I mean, that's all it takes, is that mega tornado style gust. I mean, we had crazy winds, like the kind of winds where you look outside the door and it's just a blur of rain, and it was all blowing at that point this way, which I don't think would have taken this down, possibly. I guess it all depends on how it gusts, but I guess you can look at it and determine what was done wrong. I'm probably going to set it up the same way next year, because I mean, it's rare that we get those type of winds, you know. And like I said, I've monitored it every storm that I've been here to monitor it, and it's been extremely stable. Like, it doesn't even sit and like do this, it's just stable. So I was kind of amazed when I saw that. But that's about it, I think. So this is probably the last tomato update, unless if I have anything else going on. I know I said that last one would probably be the last update, but you know, then I said that, and then I was getting flowers that were blooming, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, we survived 2 frosts. This may actually work until the typhoon striked. Thanks for watching. Tune in next season.